Games Workshop is up to something new.
Spiky Bits.
Welcome back, Hobby Maniacs. I'm Baer from SpikyBits.com, and we are going to take a look at the new Age of Sigmar gaming book from Games Workshop. This is kind of a new approach to something. Well, depending on who you ask, I'm sure there's a bunch of salty sea captains that'll be like, they're just selling the same stuff over and over. It's like we're buying the same things. And there is some truth to that, sure, but I guess there's definitely some value in this particular product as well. So the new gaming book is $35 US. You can, of course, pick it up from Ministry Market or DiceHeadGames.com. Always for less. It's always good to get your Warhams for less. Now, this book, I mean, it might not seem like super like, ooh, what's so good about this? I mean, it's pretty much, you know, just normal looking book that's softback here. It is about 100 pages, give or take, so it's like a mini codex or a mini battalion or a mini battle tome there. But let's take a look at the contents here, because I think this is where this book shines. Now, before we do that, I want to do a little magic trick. Ha! A wild rulebook appears. So that's right, it is a mini version of, in some regards, of the rulebook itself. So it is a little bit smaller. It's more that mini size that we've seen in the past from Games Workshop, and definitely, you know, when it comes to, hey, well, I guess, you know, when you compare it to something like the General's Handbook or Malign Sorcery, it's about the same thickness. It's just scaled differently. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a look at the contents here and why this is important, because this is going to replace a lot of different things. So first off, we are going to get the core rules themselves, which in and of itself was a big chunk of either, you know, carrying this rule book around or having the little core rules pamphlet from the Soul War starter right there too. So we basically kind of replaced with this section right here, replaced these two books, right? Match play games, pitch battles 2019. So for the match play rules and such, there are some in here, but the majority of them are also in the General's Handbooks, the ones that change. So that is all in this book here. All right, let's keep going. So pitch battle battle plans, a lot of these labeled 2019 right here are ones that are in the General's Handbook. Some of these are from last year's and still pretty good, but still not, they're a little more asymmetrical than normal. So, but they're still favorites, so they're in here, and they're all boom right there too. And I think some of them are actually in this one too. There's 3 sections of battle plans in here, but to be honest, I haven't gone that far into it. And then you've got the Battles in the Mortal Realm, which is just like a one-page fluff kind of buffer. And then you get the Realms of Battle, the Artifacts of the Realms, and the Grand Alliance Allegiance abilities. And why that's important is because the Allegiance abilities are only in this rulebook right here. Then your Artifacts of the Realms are actually, believe it or not, in any of these books. They are in the Malign Sorcery book, and which you got to get in the box set of Malign Sorcery. So you're still, you know, if you're going to play with the endless spells, you're still going to need them, because you're still going to need the War Scrolls, which aren't in here. They're sold separately with the box. Well, together in the box. And then the Realms of Battle are actually in the core rulebook right here. So you've basically taken stuff from 2018 Malign Sorcery, and the General's Handbook from this year. So 35, I think this was 80 for the Malign Sorcery and all the models themselves, and then 60 for the General's Handbook, or for the core rulebook, and you've kind of squashed it and miniaturized it into this $35 box right here, which it kind of makes sense. I do like that it's just, hey, I'm just grabbing this and then boom, I've got everything I need to basically play match play. And you know what, I'm glad that the command abilities, the new command abilities, are in here too, because sometimes people forget about those, because now we have kind of 6 to choose from, which is really nice. And then all the pitch battle rules, so basically everything you need. We don't have to super go over it because we've done it all in the past, but it's all in here. Even my personal favorite, and that was the first thing I checked. I was like, is it in here? Is it in here? Where is it? The Ethereal Amulet, because I love giving this thing to my tree peoples. Durthu loves having this and not getting rented. I suppose I could give it to my Frost Lord on Stonehorn, but I feel like he has a pretty good arrangement with his trinkets, with his tokens. So we'll just stay with that. But either way, that would be super fun. Not getting rented and taking half damage. Ooh, me likey. regardless, everything's in here that you're going to need, and you don't have to carry around all these books anymore. I'm not sure how many people carried around the core rule book. I sufficed with just this, but when I needed things like the Ethereal Amulet, well, I didn't necessarily want to carry around my Malign Sorcery book. So kind of a neat little thing, and it's nice to see, even though they are technically selling more content back to us that we've already bought down the line and, you know, over the past 2 years, I feel like there's value in this because it's smaller, and now we just need this one thing plus our battle tome and whatever ally stuff we have. But you know, that's kind of on us at that point, I feel like. Now, is $35, is this worth $35 and this is worth $40? I mean, I don't know. You know, I could see the argument there, like, why is this 35 and why is this 40? Even though the page count is roughly the same, the size is definitely smaller. So now you're kind of paying for the value of having something smaller. So either way, you can go back and forth. You know, really, it's just at the end of the day, is it worth it to you to have to carry all this or to carry all this right here? And that's, you know, for us to decide individually and vote with our hobby dollars. That's what makes this hobby great, is we can make it as expensive or as least expensive as we want. And speaking of least expensive, make sure to check out Miniature Market or dicehead.com. That always gets your Warhams on the cheap every day. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. We didn't get too into the nitty gritty because guess what? We got videos on all this stuff. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be the very first to like and comment on all our videos.